Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
We don't normally review movies that have just come out, but everybody's reviewing this one, so we might as well sit down and at least talk about it. Welcome to 91 Reasons. I'm Jeff. I'm the voice, blah, 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 blah. Austin and Luna are here.
Hello.
Austin didn't actually see the movie.
I didn't even go.
But
what with you?
You have this rant about Marvel you've been dying to unleash.
Man. I just didn't see the movie. But, like, everybody's saying, why didn't you see it? I mean, Cole was, like, completely confused. Why did you not see Infinity War?
This is one of those water cooler moments where to be part of the public consciousness, to feel involved, you have to go see it.
See, I guess I don't get any joy out of being in the public consciousness.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh god, I'm too hipster.
But see, you're not on social media.
No.
And this was a big social media thing of you only have a certain amount of time to go see it before people are going to start spoiling it. And unlike anything that has come before, people really stuck to this and did not spoil it. I'm shocked.
See, what's kind of amazing is I didn't even know anything about the movie till I started asking you guys about it. And I mean, I get around. I go on the internet. I go places.
Yeah, but you saw the first two Avengers movies.
And
you know that they're superheroes beating each other up.
That's it. I mean, here's the thing. So I've been seeing Marvel movies since Iron Man. We saw the original Iron Man.
Yeah, when you were 8 years old.
When I was 8 years old, in the what was it? Tiki Village. What do you call it? Drive-in.
The drive-in.
Yeah.
Drive-in, yeah.
I loved it. I got an Iron Man figure at Burger King that day. I thought it was awesome. Back when the Happy Meals were cool, and Burger King promoted Marvel movies.
Yeah.
We saw Iron Man 2 in the drive-in, and we saw Iron Man 3 in the drive-in. All of them. We saw both Avengers movies. We saw Civil War, Captain America, Thor. We saw all these in the theater. Oh my god! But if you ask me to remember any details,
you had a Thor Destroyer
cup,
Slurpee cup.
I was really into it. The Phase 1 I was really into. I bought all the Lego sets. I was a big fan of the Lego line.
Look, you're Phase 1. I don't even know what phase. I don't know phases. You know.
Phase 1 was everything up to the first Avengers, and then after
Phase
that,
2 was the Ultron, and Phase 3 is the Infinity War.
Phase 2 is to put a laser on the moon.
How does Phase 4 work? Is it only a year? Is it only 2 movies long, or is it still Phase 3? I don't know how that
It's
works.
Phase 3 until Captain America and Iron Man check out. And just so you know, we're not discussing the movie yet, but spoiler warnings. If you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, we shouldn't even be listening to this.
Why did you click this? Why did you
do it?
What's wrong with you?
What are you doing?
I've never even seen it, and I'm asking what's wrong with you. The thing is, these Marvel movies are a cycle, and I hate cycles. There's never going to be a conclusion. There's never going to be ending. You're never going to be satisfied. They're just going to go on forever and ever. And at some point, man, when you woken up at 8 a.m. and we're like, we're going to go see Avengers Infinity War. It's 2.5 hours long. And I'm just like, oh my god.
You're like Augie Bendagi. Oh, go on without me. I'll be all right.
I stayed home, and I got so much artwork done. I was so productive. And I got 2 pages of my upcoming comic done. I did like a page of sketches and drawings. I played some amazing video games. I had a whole morning.
Thanos.
And the whole time I'm just thinking, wow, I would still be in that theater.
Thanos.
And this is something I don't normally do, but I actually read reviews of this movie beforehand. I never do that because I love going into things blind.
Oh yeah, you're the biggest don't spoil it guy I've ever met.
So the fact that I read this review beforehand means I was really skeptical. And from what I read the review, which was not a very positive review of the movie, I said, oh my god.
Well, I don't see that. It's got a 98% rating. You must have read the one bad one.
The first few reviews that came out from the test screenings were not good.
Has the check cleared? Then I love it.
No, but most of the reviews said the focus of the movie is on Gamora and her sibling and Thanos as a villain. And the review said, you really have to think about it not as a superhero movie, but a story about the origin of a villain. And I'm like, wow, that sounds so stupid. I don't want to see that. And the whole movie's gonna be a big purple guy? Come on.
Yeah, big purple guy.
That's lame. I want to see a movie about Iron Man and Spider-Man and Captain America and... No, I'm over those characters.
Now, normally I would say I understand. Because origins are tedious.
For a villain we know is
Especially-
gonna get defeated.
Well, especially for comic book villains.
Oh my God.
Because it's like, oh great, here's the guy getting his Green Goblin suit and his Green Goblin glider and his pumpkin bomb. I don't need to see all that, right?
Yeah.
Now, we're moving into the movie a little bit when I say Thanos, from all of the stuff we've seen before, he's a big purple lumbering monster guy, right?
He's a terrible design.
But in the movie, it totally works. He's the most realistic CGI character I've ever seen. And when he finally, at the midpoint of the movie, when he finally sits down to tell you his plan, it actually makes sense. Mm-hmm. He's a sympathetic... He's what all good villains are. He thinks he's right.
He's right, yeah.
He's the good guy.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's not like the Joker who's like, chaos! And I love the Joker, but his plan was chaos! I'm going to make everybody kill each other! Chaos! This plan is like, no. Because he sets it when, Gamora's his stepdaughter, his adopted daughter, he killed her mom, so he's the father now, right?
Okay.
She's not related to him in
I
any
just
way.
want to say that thing you just said about the Joker is literally Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. You could not
I don't want to...
Wacky, zany.
I don't want to hurt you real
Maybe
bad.
the reason
I'm the
I've
Joker,
done
man.
with superhero movies is because unlike you innocent people, I've seen Suicide Squad.
That ruined
And
superheroes forever.
I'm done with superheroes.
You can't go out on that. That's like Sean Connery going out on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Then
You've got to go out with a good one.
Then I go out on Justice League.
You got to go out with a good one.
Then I go out on Iron Man 3.
You got to go out with a good one.
Then I go out on Thor.
But that was a long time ago.
I still remember that. I don't, but I will being dumb.
Remember seeing Thor and you're like, ooh, I think that's Hawkeye.
Ooh. You know what I go out on? I go out on Age of Ultron. Oh,
Yeah, no, that was a
movie
bad
sucked.
movie. That was a bad
movie.
movie.
Oh my god. Why would I see another Avengers then? The previous one sucked.
Because this one's different.
I didn't believe it would be.
This one has twice as many characters.
Well, the other thing is, I did not see Ant-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok. I didn't see any of the movies.
I saw all of those except Black Panther because it's not available as a bootleg yet.
Wow. Luna, could you imagine someone going into this theater without seeing any of the Marvel?
Well, you didn't see...
I've missed half of those.
Okay.
In this phase, I saw Doctor Strange, and I saw, what else were the other ones you listed? That might be the only one.
Yeah.
I didn't see Thor. I didn't see Ant-Man.
See, this is it. This is the Marvel movie syndrome. You're forgetting a Marvel movie that we just saw that was dumb and forgettable.
Not Spider-Man. Don't say
Guardians 2!
Oh, Guardians 2.
Yeah, but you saw Spider-Man.
Yeah, I like
I can't
it.
say... You were just going on a tangent of bad superhero movies.
Well, Spider-Man was...
Spider-Man.
Does Spider-Man not count?
But Spider-Man was amazing, because it was...
He was amazing, huh?
Let me explain.
No, it
Was he amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man?
yeah. The
I'm just saying it was spectacular.
But it was about a small town hero, stopping crimes to Ramones music. And then someone walks up and says, do you want to see another movie where Spider-Man's in it for maybe 5 minutes, but you get 2.5 hours of a big purple man?
That's not...
No.
But that's not... But you're speaking like me, with my arms folded, saying to the movie, impress me. And
I'm too
Spider-Man's
cynical.
in it more than Captain America.
Wow.
I'm not sure how they would have made this movie if they hadn't had Homecoming as part of the universe.
You know what else I don't like, though? The fact that it's 2 parts. This movie has no ending.
Yeah, but that's like saying like Fellowship of the Ring.
I don't.
You're an idiot.
Come on, give me proper closure. Don't go, guess what? All that time you just wasted on this movie, get ready to spend another 2
Awesome.
hours.
No.
It's the Empire Strikes
No.
Back of the Avengers.
Don't say that.
It is proper closure in one sense. The bad guy tells you what he's going to do, and in the end scene, he does it.
But nobody wins.
The bad guy wins.
Who wants to watch that?
We've seen these movies before. That's how 7 ends. Sometimes the bad guy wins.
Unless it's Planet of the Apes. Okay, come on. Come on.
It's okay if... Oh, your mother's texting me like crazy. She's at that LuLaRoe
But there's no doubt
convention.
that movie ends on a note that says, see you next time, $15 later next spring, see you next time, and it's just a never-ending string. These movies never end. It drives me crazy.
That's comic books, though. That's just how
you're
comic
describing
books work.
comic book
I'm
world.
still so mad the Sonic comics don't have an ending.
They're
They should've just
treating the
ended
movies
it.
like comic books, written the same way.
Well, it's never gonna end.
No, they're gonna... A year from now, they'll beat Thanos and change the timeline and mess with things.
Well, you know...
And then after that, they'll start Secret Wars or whatever, wherever
You've
they're
never
going
read
next.
the comic about the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, I haven't.
You have no idea how it
No,
ends.
I haven't read back that old...
Alright, spoiler alert. Here's how it ends. I don't know how the movie ends, because the movies, they're different.
Yeah.
Nebula gets the gauntlet off his hand. Then they beat the crap out of him, so he's defeated. At the end of it, Thanos goes to a planet where he becomes a farmer. And his
Really?
the suit of armor he's been wearing becomes a scarecrow.
Uh-huh.
And he just sort of sits and thinks about the fact that for one moment he accomplished what he was supposed to do. And he has closure in that. But they don't kill him. They don't put him in Arkham. They don't imprison him in a Doctor Strange box or anything. He just sort of goes, well, I'm done
See,
here.
they use the time cube to entrap him in the
Yeah.
sixth spatial dimension.
Yeah. It's a long movie, dude.
How long is this movie? Like 2.5 hours?
Well,
240, I
think
think.
about the whole experience because, you get there early. You have 20, 30 minutes of previews.
Here's what I remember.
It was 3 hours.
You guys woke up at 8 a.m. and around 11, me and mother were hungry. We were like, we should probably wait for them. And I had to wake it and tell it to my mom. They're not going to be back till 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Mom.
it was like 1:30 when we came back.
1:45. And he's like, how? Well, they came an hour early. There's going to be half-hour previews.
Yeah.
We're talking a 2.5-hour-long movie plus a post-credits.
And I'm okay with that if it's good. The problem is the credits were really friggin' long. And there was a point where I was like, this had better be worth it because I am ready to go.
Does it not bother you that just half of this tiny puzzle piece takes up your entire day, all that free time dedicated to these characters that I don't really have a connection to?
I don't know what answer you're looking for other than I had a good time going to the movies.
I don't. I'm
But your
jealous.
generation doesn't
Sorry.
go to the movies the way I
No.
did. I grew up every Friday. What's coming out? Doesn't matter. Let's go to the movies. Movies.
Yeah.
You'd rather watch a movie at home or not at all.
I could play Super Mario Odyssey
Yeah.
and have a better time.
Yeah. See? Different taste, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed... So, the movie is Thanos. They finally have Thanos in the movie. It picks up right where Ragnarok left
Can I
off.
summarize it? Because I saw the movie.
Yes, please.
There's a big bald man, and he wants an oven mitt. And in order to get the oven mitt, he burns a lot of people. That's it.
No, that's not the movie.
That's the movie.
If that was the movie, because what I was expecting was not the movie that I got. I was expecting a lot of fighting and Thanos showing up like in Manhattan and then knocking buildings over on him, right? And that's not the movie. They have to get all of the Infinity Stones, which are spread out on places more than Earth. So the majority of the movie is spent watching Thanos get these other stones.
Okay.
Like he has to get the Soul Stone from this other planet. He has to get the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, who follows him to another planet. So they do a good job of juggling different storylines, different characters having different wants, so that it's not just a 2-hour slugfest, which would get boring fairly quickly. And I remember turning to you at one point, Luna, and saying, they've had a long time without an action beat.
Mm-hmm. Did they go to Hawkeye's family home and have dinner?
Hawkeye's not in the
not
film.
in the movie.
He's not in the movie
wow.
at all.
Not mentioned, not shown, not anything. He's not in the movie.
What happened there? Legal drama?
He's working on other movies. He's in Tag.
Oh my god.
He's in Tag.
Do you guys have to watch
Tag
the
the
trailer for
movie.
Tag?
It was only Disney trailers, so no.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's awful.
Disney movies and Hotel Transylvania.
And Hotel
3.
Transylvania.
And wait, did you guys get Venom?
No.
No, we
No.
didn't get Venom.
No, we got Incredibles, Solo, and Ant-Man and
Mary
Wasp.
Poppins.
What a-
Mary Poppins.
What a bleak year for movies. I'm so sorry.
So
Oh my god.
the movie is broken up like like The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke
Why
has,
do you guys keep saying like The Empire Strikes Back? I don't understand. Because the second act is kind of dark, so it's The Empire Strikes Back.
no, well, that's just it's a shorthand. I'm trying to talk to you in shorthand.
But like all anybody says about this movie
Okay,
is that it's like The Empire
it's like
Strikes
the Great Train Robbery.
Perfect.
So you have no idea what
I
I'm talking
don't,
about.
But I'm okay with it. 'cause
There's
he
the
says
Great
something
Train
different.
Robbery. They have to go on all these mini adventures to get copies of the keys that will get them into the treasure on the train.
Perfect. I'm sure some old man listening right now is going, yeah!
I
you
love
mentioned
that
it.
movie.
You mentioned it.
Yeah. So all these characters. It takes place right after Thor Ragnarok. If you didn't see Thor Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok ends with Thor going up against his sister, who's more powerful than he is. She breaks his hammer. She sends him to a planet where he has to fight and then befriend the Hulk. And
Oh yeah, he was in that movie.
the only way to defeat her is to release this giant demon who brings about Ragnarok, which is utter destruction. So at the end of Thor Ragnarok, Asgard is destroyed. And all of the survivors get on a spaceship and take off to safety. And the movie picks up where Thanos has intercepted the ship. He has killed half of the people on board. Loki is there, and Thor is about to be killed until Loki gives up the Tesseract.
Tesseract,
which
just still around.
Finally means something. And he gets the Tesseract, and it's one of the Infinity Stones, and then Loki is killed
Wow, again.
by Thanos'
Again,
hand.
yeah. They mention
Wait,
a lot again.
I don't understand. Why is Loki back? Didn't he die in like Thor 2?
He comes back in Ragnarok in a very funny way.
Oh.
Thor goes to Asgard, and his father is there watching a play of Loki's greatest moments,
Oh my
where
god.
Thor is played by Chris Hemsworth's brother,
That's odd.
and Loki is played by Matt Damon.
Oh my
What?
god.
And he realizes it's fake, and that the father is missing, and that the father is actually Loki in disguise. So when they're trying to talk about mourning Loki, Thor basically says, "Look, he's been dead before. I've gone through this."
Wow.
And of course, then it sets up all these different encounters where Iron Man and Spider-Man, along with Doctor Strange, stow away on a spaceship. The Hulk.
Wait,
and
I don't understand.
what?
At the end of Spider-Man, Tony Stark tells Spider-Man, he puts the suit away and says, just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So he takes
And
him out to space.
they mentioned that in the movie. No,
Okay.
Spider-Man sneaks aboard and following Tony Stark.
Spider-Man sneaks aboard. His Spidey sense tells him something is happening.
Okay.
He sneaks aboard, and Tony realizes very quickly Spider-Man's going to die. Because even I thought, like, there's a couple of shots where they're leaving the atmosphere, and I thought, he's not going to let go. I thought he was going to let go and, like, use a web to get down to Earth, or crash the spaceship. But the spaceship's leaving Earth.
Yeah. And just from a writing perspective, it's like, how are you going to get them back?
Well, exactly,
How do you
right?
get them back? There's no way. They're gone.
They're in the far reaches of the galaxy, right? So Tony activates, what is it, like X7 or something?
Yeah, it launches a pod out of the Avengers base that flies up.
And gives Spider-Man his new costume. So, no, it's very organic. I don't think there were any moments in the film where I went, wait a minute, right? No, it all flowed pretty good.
Yeah. Why? I don't know. Like, anything with the Vision and Captain America, I felt that way.
Well, here's the thing. I've already told you before. I don't like the Vision. The character is painful for me to look at.
When did he get a human skin? I don't even remember that happening.
I have no idea.
He just has that
They're
now.
like, yeah, just be you.
And he loses it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they cut to Scotland, right?
He's in Scotland.
Where he's having a honeymoon with the Scarlet Witch. And that's the only part. And it wasn't a wait a minute. It was a please end this sequence.
Yeah.
I could care less about these characters. I wish somebody would just pop the stone out of his head and fling it, because I'm tired of these characters.
Did he not die in Civil War?
Who?
Vision.
No.
He's still around the whole movie.
He's still
Is
around.
he still wearing like a sweater and drinking coffee?
Yes.
We're
Oh
in
my
Scotland.
God.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Wait, they killed him, right?
Here's what happens.
Well-
they want to get the stone out of his head, leaving him intact,
Oh my god.
so that Thanos won't have any reason to kill him right?
Okay.
So, major spoiler alert. At the end of the film, Thanos has all the Infinity Stones except the one in Vision's head. At the exact moment, the surgeon of Wakanda, this chick, removes the stone and destroys it. And that's where I thought, where is this going? Because it looks like they have thwarted Thanos. He's not going to get all the stones. Except one of the stones rewinds time. So he just rewinds it 5 seconds when the stone is intact, takes it, and blows the Vision up.
Oh.
And the Vision ends up a corpse with a big hole in his head.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's brutal.
Why did they do that?
Because they want you to know the stakes are high. So, in order to get the Soul Stone, for some reason the Red Skull is guarding the Soul Stone.
Why does he sew up again?
Because...
Captain America, he looked into the stone, and then his head, he flew up into space because the Crystal Skull gave him too much knowledge.
That's like, what, 9 years later?
But I really thought...
He's just been hanging out on the mountain for 9 years
when
waiting for Thanos
that
to come.
character shows up in a hood, I'm like, this is
gonna be someone cool.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like the Watcher.
It should have been Stan Lee as the Watcher or something.
Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be Stan Lee. They get the Stan Lee cameo out because
right away.
It takes you out of the movie. Mm-hmm. And in a movie where you're going to kill this many people, you can't all of a sudden go, you're male, Mr. Stark. You can't. No, you can't have that. So there has to be get it out quickly, get it over with. Oh, there's Stan Lee, and then on with the rest of the film, right? But I thought like that character would be more pivotal. It was just a weird.
It was just a weird cameo.
Yeah, it's the Red Skull. Oh, hey,
it's appeasing some comic book out there. Someone who likes a very specific issue of the comics and be like, oh, that's the one I like.
Somebody I recognize,
Red Skull
right?
thing.
I'm confused because wasn't the Red Skull supposed to be the villain of the Avengers original, but Legolas who's prevented that from happening? With the
You're thinking of the Skrulls.
No, that's Skrull. That's something else.
That's totally unrelated.
No, that was Red Skull, right?
No, the Skrulls are supposed to be a race that, like, they're body snatchers and hide in civilization. But they couldn't do that because of the X-Men rights. So they repurposed the name Skrull as Red Skull's minions and the Avengers bug things.
The Chitauri, Luke.
The Chitauri.
Chitauri.
Yeah.
Know your stuff.
Right, and so the Skrull are going to be in the next film.
Yeah,
that's who
now that they
Marvel
have
is fighting.
Fox, they can do that storyline.
Yeah, so it'll you just move things around.
Which Captain Marvel is this?
It's the girl.
Not the Black Cat, it's DC. Okay.
Yeah, that's different.
DC.
That's Shazam.
It's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they call him Shazam now.
My head hurts.
Yeah, so Thanos is getting all these stones, and
so Thanos is getting stoned.
He's getting stoned, yes.
Okay.
And when he gets them, he's already told you what he's going to do. Okay, what we're talking about, the Soul Stone. To get the Soul Stone, he has to make a sacrifice. And that's the moment that Thanos became a three-dimensional character. Because up until this point, he has been this awful Darth Vader-ish character, right? Where he's just going to do evil. I'm evil, and these things I'm doing are evil. They're evil. And then suddenly, when you realize he has to make a sacrifice, and Gamora realizes that she's the sacrifice, he starts crying. And then he pushes her off the cliff to her friggin' death.
God.
Cut to her corpse on the ground for a long shot.
Just so you know, here she is, dead.
Is that character written out of all these movies?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. The fact that they killed her off differently from everyone else makes me think she's going to stay dead.
Wow.
So, they killed Idris Elba's Rainbow Bridge guy. He's dead.
Who didn't have a stone.
No.
Sadly, as much as the fans wanted him to.
They killed Loki. Then they killed Gamora. And then Thor and Rocket Raccoon with teenage Groot go to the weapons planet so they can get a new weapon because Mjolnir has been destroyed. And when he gets there, they meet Peter Dinklage, who in real life is a dwarf, but in the film is a dwarf 15 feet tall.
Oh.
Are you getting all this?
Is this movie some sort of evil doing? I don't understand.
What's interesting about this sequence is that he's got to get a new weapon built, but the forge has gone out. So he has to reignite the forge, which was great because It's not a fight scene. It's not laser blasts or sword fighting.
When they told him when he had to go outside and do all that, I was like, oh, they're really going to stretch this out. It's going to be real bad. But they managed to truncate it into a little tiny action piece.
It was a nice, really...
It wasn't punching.
No, it was a fun set piece where he had to open the door of a star and withstand its heat as the new blade was forged for his new weapon, Stormbreaker, which didn't have a handle, and then Groot grows a handle. It was maybe my favorite sequence in the film.
Yeah.
You know, there's another sequence where Spider-Man and Iron Man have to rescue Doctor Strange. And how does he do it, Luna? What does he say?
Like an Aliens.
He goes, I saw this old movie, Aliens. That's a funny line.
Okay.
So they blow the airlock and shoot the guy out like the Queen. Or like Alien.
They blow out Squidward.
They call him Squidward.
Was the guy named Squidward? I don't
No,
understand.
it's just funny
There's
reference.
a guy with the weird alien-looking face, and Tony Stark calls him Squidward.
There's a lot of just quips in it. And that's on purpose, because if you keep the tone light, when they do something terrible like Gamora, it has more of an impact.
More weight, yeah.
When they killed her, you're like, oh, like, this is bad. Because he grabs her and she tries to run away. And he flings her off the cliff to her death.
I think the Disney kids are gonna love it.
Well, we'll get to remind me at the end to tell you what happened at the end.
That kid.
Well, no, there were kids, but also, we'll just jump to it. Everybody leaving the theater, it looked like a funeral.
Fun superhero movie.
It was not a fun superhero movie in any way. It was really... We'll get to it. We'll get to it, right?
Keep going through the movie. Standardly.
Thor has his new weapon.
God, how
Captain America. Well, there's a funny sequence where right at the beginning of the movie, Thanos beats the crap out of the Hulk.
Okay.
Just pummels him. The Hulk is sent to Earth, and the rest of the movie, Bruce Banner cannot Hulk out because the Hulk actually visibly tells him no. I'm too scared to come out, which I thought was great, but the advertising shows the Hulk as part of the final battle, and he is decidedly not.
Just Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
He's Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster armor, and he looks ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Because it's this big armor with this little tiny head.
That's great.
Yeah, and they show it a lot.
Wow.
So, Black Widow and Black Panther and who else is Captain America? They're at the edge of the Naboo grass, and the battle droids.
They all put up their shields.
It looks so much like Phantom Menace as to be a joke. They had, like you said, laser shields.
Uh-huh.
They had a force bubble covering them.
Oh my god!
Like, it was funny because at that moment I turned to Lou and I went, steady, steady. Because it was just like Phantom Menace. You kept waiting for that horn. You know what I'm talking about? So, they realized that the monsters coming out of the spaceships are going to end up going around to the back of Wakanda. Like what? Tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Around the whole city? We better fight them now. You can't let them get to the back. What? Okay, so they open the shield. And then it has what Lucas has always dreamed of in his movies. A bloodless battle between humans, CGI characters, and CGI characters.
Wow.
And then the whole time they're trying to get the stone out of Vision, right? So the Crimson Witch, Scarlet Witch.
See, still those two, I already have headaches.
No.
She's the one dating Vision.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
What? You said Scarlett Johansson was dating the Vision.
No.
Wait, it's actually Black Widow.
No, Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch is not Black Widow.
Black Widow.
What?
Scarlett Johansson is the Black
Captain
Widow.
America.
No, she's dating Hulk, remember?
What?
Is
What?
she?
In Age of Ultron, they had a romance.
They were, but I thought that was
Oh my
over
God.
now. She's
Well, there was that moment when she's like, Bruce. You didn't catch that? Bruce.
I don't. There's too much
And
happening.
he called her real name, which is something. I don't remember her real name.
I don't know.
Somebody's yelling at the radio now. Romanov.
Narkov versus
Natalia?
Russian.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. What does it matter? Right, so Scarlet Witch beams down to the battlefield and, destroys everybody. And one of the characters goes, and why was she hiding in the back? And you're like, because of plot. Right? Because of plot.
They had to do the Naboo shield
No,
scene
because in
first.
Civil War she killed 3 people and caused the whole war. And they said, you there, stop doing that.
And that's why this battle takes place in Wakanda and not in New York.
There's no collateral damage at
There's
all.
no collateral damage.
In the whole
Very
movie?
little. Well, they destroy Doctor Strange's sanctum.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Cape has a good storyline. Doctor
Oh, yeah,
Strange's
his
cape
cape.
is his own character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spider-Man shakes its hand. However that
So-
works.
So,
Like the carpet in Aladdin?
yeah, it's exactly the Carpet
Okay.
Aladdin. So, Spider-Man shows off his new Scarlet Spider legs that pop out of the back.
He's got 8 legs.
Star-Lord hooks up with Tony Stark, and there's a funny sequence where Star-Lord is trying to out-Thor. Welcome to my ship. Are you making your voice deeper? He's making his voice deeper, yeah. And in the end, everything they do fails. There's a great sequence where they ambush Thanos, and Mantis gets on his head and tells him to sleep.
Mantis is in this too?
Everybody's in it.
Oh my
Drax
god.
is in it too.
Is Yondu in it?
Well, Yondu died.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, I forget these movies.
He's in the Mary Poppins movie.
Oh my god. They killed Yondu before you get to Infinity War. Lame.
So, we got to... those are all the deaths, right, up until Vision dies. And when Vision dies, Thanos has all of the stones, so he snaps his fingers.
And that's it.
And that's it. Half the universe disappears. So we're treated to watching Black Panther. Who else on Wakanda? Black Panther. Does the Hulk doesn't.
The Hulk is not any of
None of the
anyone from
original
the New
Avengers.
York battle.
Right.
No one from the New York battle disappears.
Wait,
Right.
I don't understand. What is his power? What does he do when he slams?
He makes half the universe of population of people, things vanish.
So is this like one half of the solar system that doesn't include Earth, or is it just like
No.
people in general?
50% random.
It's completely
From every
random.
It's all
population.
random, right? So the Scarlet Witch looks up and just fades into ash.
His plan is he believes to bring balance to the universe.
Well,
and
so that
end
everybody has-
overpopulation.
That's it, right?
And so that there's enough resources to go around, we should just kill half the population randomly. Just randomly, no
It's-
morals involved.
It's the same
disappear.
plot from a lot of other things. It's the plot of Inferno.
Well,
which
there's a
is
Star Trek episode.
So exactly, yeah.
There is an episode of Captain Planet about overpopulation.
Right.
It was too
Well, that's
many
always
people.
been our problem. The longer humans live with medicines and prolonging life and giving birth, like, eventually, yeah, we're going to run out of resources,
yeah.
right? That's why the space program is so important, right? So, when Thanos snaps his fingers and a billion-dollar character like Black Panther turns into ash, we're all left wondering, will he come back? Now, I don't know. I think he's dead. I think that movie that made $1 billion at the box office couldn't possibly have a sequel.
The one that has a sequel greenlit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, everywhere
It'll be a
they're showing all these characters. Doctor Strange vanishes. The Drax vanishes. Star-Lord vanishes.
Everyone on the alien planet except Stark vanishes.
Right, and then in the most painful one, Spider-Man, we're assuming this was Noel Cox's theory, that his spider sense tells him it's coming. So he actually, because most people they have a look of surprise and then they're ash, right?
Okay.
He actually goes, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. And he lays down, and they actually show Peter Parker in pain before he dies. It's a real part of the language alert. It's a dick move. Because it's a character we really like. And we've seen Tony go out of his way to protect this kid. And there he is going, and fading to act. You know what? Scarlet Witch, I was like, oh, cool.
Finally.
Oh, yeah, this character's gone. Oh, Doctor Strange, I guess he's gone. But then when Spider-Man goes, you're like, oh, that's a dick move. And all the kids who are in the audience wearing their Spider-Man masks and going, doo, 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 with their fingers, they're like, they just killed Spider-Man on screen. That's never happened.
Death of Optimus Prime.
Death of Johnny Five and Short Circuit 2, right? Imagine if you were 10, Austin. You'd be
Oh my
traumatized.
God. Could you imagine if this was the Spider-Man I was into? Because I was really into
Oh,
Spider-Man.
yes, yeah, imagine.
I would lose my mind.
Well, imagine the Drax and Star-Lord. These are characters you love, and they just like, ooh, and there they go.
I said, Benson, like, what? How did Disney let this movie get through? Kids are not going to like this at all.
Not only was it a dick move doing it, but dropping part one from the title.
Yeah.
So that the average dumb, uninformed moviegoer doesn't know that next year, not 4 or 5 years from now,
It's 1 year. That's it.
There's no indication. Back to the Future 2 ended with a trailer for Back to the Future 3. This one ended with Sam Jackson and Agent, what is her name?
I don't know. We haven't seen them in
Dude,
like 6
she's been in so many movies.
Hill.
We haven't seen them in so long.
Agent Hill.
Agent Hill.
Thank you.
Agent Hill are driving through New York, and people start vanishing, and there's a great sequence with the
The
helicopter
helicopter
crashing.
falls out of the sky because the driver
Because the driver vanished. And listen to me, Sam Jackson gets out a beeper from the 90s and hits it as he's vanishing, and the last words he says is, "Mother," and then he vanishes. It's really clever. And then that thing drops, and it's Captain Marvel's symbol. Which, again, 90% of the audience went, who did he call? He called Superman? Oh, wait, wrong franchise. You know, I do feel bad for anybody, like, with young kids, and you're like, how do you explain this?
Yeah.
So a Disney movie ends with Sam Jackson cussing his mind out as he dies.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the whole universe dies.
He says, "Mother," and then it ends.
and that's how the movie ends.
That's how the movie
There's
ends.
no
ends.
Spider-Man will return.
There's no glimmer of hope. Oh, it does. It says Thanos will return.
It actually says that.
God.
Just like James Bond.
Thanos will. Do you think? Okay, so there's got to be some kid out there who goes, "Yeah, Thanos, kill everybody."
Because the first Avengers ended with the Avengers will return.
oh
Yeah.
my god,
This one doesn't. Only Thanos is coming
Only
back.
Thanos is coming
horrible.
back. It was, listen, this is a big tentpole summer movie meant to be seen by you and you 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a huge freaking downer.
Do you want to see this again?
No.
How depressing
Well,
is it?
At home, maybe.
I would watch it at home in pieces.
A theater full of people sitting through that again?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Okay.
Absolutely.
And all
No.
shuffle out
I
after.
couldn't do it.
The kids start crying.
Can I sit there and eat like a Kit Kat knowing that Spider-Man's about to go, "Mr. Stark, no, what?"
Here's the part where I'm torn because on one hand, that's a dumb move and seriously gonna affect the
It's not
movie.
a dumb... Dude, it's the biggest movie of all time.
On the other hand,
It's about to cross 800 million, and it opened 4 days ago.
I do commend Disney for at least doing something different and not making the same thing, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
Right, but
it's been so long since Disney did a family-aimed movie where at the end everyone died.
Oh, well, I guess Star
And like
Wars.
they disintegrated
Yeah.
dust
But
at the
explain
end.
this, right? Before the movie, we had to sit through the trailer for Solo. How can this be the same company?
Yeah.
Solo looks so bad.
I should probably
Each
say,
trailer
like,
gets worse.
I think we might actually have a Marvel bomb this summer because if you look at Infinity War, which is this depressing movie, well, at the end, all you're thinking about is what happens next. Do you really want to go out and see a popcorn Hello Kitty Pez laughing?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Yeah,
see,
Hello
again,
Kitty.
you're talking just like me because I'm like, we just watched all these characters die, but look, funny,
Well, you see,
Pez. It's
Ant-Man
a
is
Pez
being-
dispenser.
Ant-Man's being released after, but it's a Phase 3 movie, so it's like lead up to Infinity War.
But people don't know that.
People don't know that.
You know how many people watched Temple of Doom and said, "Where's Marion?"
Oh yeah.
It's a prequel. What's a prequel?
You gotta get the VHS where it says it's chapter 27.
Oh.
So you know what order to watch it.
Yeah,
After
no.
those young
All the
Yankee
kids are
VHS.
just-
The average moviegoer doesn't read that much. They don't read up on these movies. Thanos will return.
All these people that just go to see a little superhero popcorn movie, man, get a 2.5 hour killing. Oh my god.
No, it's worse than that, Austin. Because if it opened, like, Idris Elba's character and Loki dies, but again, we're like Thor. He's died before. We've seen Loki die before.
Although it's pretty brutal, Loki's death.
Oh yeah, no, it was Darth Vader.
The effects on his face were a little overboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, you guys. But
Really had him bleeding out.
But the movie
he's
after
the bad guy. He killed so many people.
He's
Loki.
redeemed himself like 6 times now.
He's like the.
No, you see, but the very first time he was a villain, he lost when they said we had a Hulk. But now he says we have a Hulk.
Okay,
That shows that he's
but
a
he
hero
gets to
now.
say it. He goes, "What do you have? We have a Hulk."
Well, to be fair, he is the edgy emo guy that you expect to die a lot. It doesn't really say when you see that, you don't really go,
cool, now they're gonna kill Spider-Man.
No, well, you shouldn't be thinking that when you watch the movie. What you should be thinking is, it's funny. There's a lot of quips. There's a lot of taglines that are funny.
They give the Guardians a lot of screen time because they can do the most humor with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of screen time for them. The set pieces are really fun. They're good. There were a couple of fight scenes that I was bored with because it's just bang, bang, pow, pow, bang, bang, pow, pow.
All these people with superpowers, and every fight just comes down to a bunch of punching.
They just punch, punch, punch,
There's
right?
2 seconds where it's just Strange and Thanos fighting. And they actually counter each other's powers.
Oh yeah, no, that was great. And there's a sequence where Star-Lord runs to Thanos, and Doctor Strange is putting those little spinny things under his feet so he can run into the air. It was really clever. A lot of it was really clever.
But that's all Captain America, who's just punching things.
Oh, Captain America is so friggin' boring. Every time he's on screen, I'm like, I just don't care. I just don't care.
Holds the team together.
He's the glue. Cap's the glue.
True Team American
And
spirit.
here's the thing. Captain America First Avengers, one of my favorite Marvel movies because of that World War II setting.
That's great, but didn't you love it when Space Red Skull showed up?
He wasn't Space Red Skull. He was more Dungeons and Dragons Red Skull.
Was he like a cloak and
He was in a cloak.
Welcome to Darkland.
Yes.
Before he reveals his face, it's just a floating cloak. They just don't show his legs or anything. It's just a cloak.
And he pulls it back with the full head.
Yes.
And he says, "Hello, Thanos. Welcome to the Dark Realm."
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I searched for the stones once. And look what happened to me. I turned from Hugo Weaving into this other actor. Look at me.
Was he a different dude?
Yes.
Of course he's different. Hugo Weaving said he would never put that makeup back on.
Oh
ever.
my god. I wonder if just like Kevin Feige sat down and said, "I gotta have Red Skull back. I just gotta."
Yeah, no, that's a weird callback. Out of all the characters, because he wasn't a space creature, right?
No.
The Collector's in it for 2 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
They beat the piss out of him, but it's not real.
It's a fake. The real collector's already been dead by the time they
it's
get
a fake out.
Well, what about
Tobias is in there too.
It's a fake out. There's a couple of fake outs to let you believe that Thanos is beatable, but he isn't.
what about Goldblum? Is he in it?
No, Jeff Goldblum.
No. He was just in the last one. He should have been in it.
No, Goldblum.
Still
Goldblum
no
was.
Phil Coulson.
He's in Captain
Slated
Marvel.
For Captain Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Captain Marvel.
He hasn't been in since Avengers 2. When did
I don't think he's into.
What one was Loki in the containment chamber thing?
That's the first
Is that
Avengers.
the first Avengers?
Yes.
Oh
the
my
first
god.
When he's got the trading card
Yeah,
and
the
it fakes
trading
his
card.
death.
I think Thor 2 because of the tie-in.
Hashtag Coulson lives. The
Coulson
arc no one
lives.
no
Yeah.
one cared about.
Nobody cares. So you have no desire to see this movie, Austin?
No, it sounds complicated and dumb, and I have to watch 6 other movies.
It is complicated, but I'll tell you, you understand each character's motivation. It's very clear what they're after. I thought that was, from a writing standpoint, that was very good. You're totally into. I get it, right?
It was nice for each character to have their own motivation, and not everyone. We're the good guys to beat up Thanos.
Well, they weren't sitting around a table going, "What do we do about this Thanos guy?" I don't know. Call Hawkman. It wasn't the Justice League at all. At all. I mean, they're split up the moment the movie starts.
Yeah.
Nobody is together, and at the end, nobody gets back together. They're still on a planet. The only stuff I thought was wonky, but this is really nitpicky, is Thanos' planet has oxygen.
Yeah.
It had
low gravity.
Low gravity. They were jumping up
They
and
didn't
down.
utilize too much, just a little bit to make the fight more floaty.
Yeah, but it didn't come into play.
Yeah.
They didn't use it for their big plan. Look at Austin looks
But
Infinity War.
But I guess they're going off Guardians logic, where they visit all the different planets. You just assume they all have oxygen,
right.
and then everyone speaks the same language.
But here's the thing. You have to admit, Austin, because you're the non-believer here, that a movie of this
Caliber.
not caliber, because caliber implies that it's great. And I'm not sure if it's great yet. Movie of this magnitude, with this many stars in it,
And actors
this many
and
characters.
storylines.
And
It is to be applauded.
it is applauded for the audacity to even attempt it, right? And everybody's paycheck. And that's why it's nobody's clear-cut movie except Thanos.
Right.
Because Thanos doesn't need $20 million to do the movie. Or a piece of the back end.
How much is Robert Downey Jr. at this point?
Total or per movie?
Full movie, yeah.
He's at least 40 or 50 million before the cameras even start.
Oh my god.
I read that when they said they were filming in Georgia on sound stages, that he said, well, I want you to move my house here, all the furniture from my house here so I can feel comfortable. So they did.
Wow.
He couldn't have a rental house. He needed his furniture.
God, how famous is he? Oh my god.
It's power and clout. Power and clout. It's unfreaking believable.
Is this the most A-list actors that have ever been in a major blockbuster movie? This many?
In a hit movie, maybe.
Because it's a lot.
Every once in a while, a movie will come out with a lot of people in it. Usually those movies tank because when you go to see them and word gets out quickly that with that many stars, nobody gets a turnout. The only movies I can compare them to are the Ocean's 11 movies.
But isn't that their gimmick?
Right, and also there's a couple of Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia. These are big stars. And you never feel like somebody's off screen. This has more than that. And forget, this is not just George Clooney playing a guy. This is Tony Stark. This is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Both important people.
With Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson and whoever plays Loki that everybody loves.
Tom Hiddleston.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, you've got all these British stars, too, that'll be.
They didn't make a double Sherlock joke. Or they faced them off a lot.
They faced off and I was like, Sherlock, look. They're both Sherlock.
They did finally get Rocket Raccoon and Bucky together. People been waiting years for that.
That was arguably my favorite moment of the movie. Where Rocket and Bucky sort of look at each other and he goes, what's the deal with that arm?
Wait.
And he goes, and as Bucky leaves, he goes, I'm going to get that arm. And I just thought, I turned to you and I was like, I love
They've
that.
been saying that joke up for like 4 movies.
That's the greatest.
Bucky's in this movie, too?
Well, of
He's
course.
in Wakanda. He was in Black Panther.
I thought they killed him.
No, they put him on ice.
Well, now he's a farmer.
Yes, now he's a farmer. He's the white wolf.
They bring a suitcase up and they open it up and his arm's in it and he sticks it back on. He's like, oh, it's time to fight again.
Oh my god.
There's a million things. There's also Doctor Strange's Asian guy helper. That guy's really good. He's really funny. Pepper Potts is in it. Spider-Man's guy is in it.
Oh my.
Who else are we missing? I mean, everybody's in it. Wakanda has Black Panther, his 2 chick warriors, a guy warrior, the Winter Soldier guy, Bucky. I mean, everybody. The Hulkbuster armor makes an appearance.
Thor's friends.
The Falcon was in it.
Falcon's in it, but Thor's friends don't show up.
What's Iron Man's Falcon named?
Iron War Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah, and also there's a character in Ragnarok named Valkyrie who doesn't show up either. We were expecting her, but I mean, this is a movie crammed with people.
There's way too many characters.
Arrested Development.
But the good news is, if you're a movie fan and you like going to the movies, it's all up on the screen.
It's there.
They spared no expense. Mm-hmm. Everything looks real. The Wakanda stuff looked a little Naboo-ish for me.
Yeah.
But everything else, like, you just take it for granted that it's a real thing. And I know it's not.
Wow.
You know, I know Scarlett Johansson's not that thin. Wait, what?
Oh my god. Robert Downey Jr. probably has a lot of digital de-aging on his face.
He might, but hey, I don't begrudge him. Whatever gets the movie made. So, out of 1 to 10, 10 being
1 to
highest,
10.
what do you give it?
Probably like an 8.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.
Weird tone-wise.
I give it an 8.
It holds together.
But it's not a bad movie. Like, we're not trashing it and then going 8. Here, you want me to trash it?
It's a good 8.
It's a good movie, but it's stupid for anybody in the audience to feel any kind of dread because they're going to bring all these characters back from the dead. Spider-Man's $1 billion franchise. Black Panther's $1 billion franchise. Scarlet Witch, keep her dead. Who cares? Vision, keep her dead. Who cares? You think James Gunn is going to let some other guy kill Mantis, Drax, Gamora, Rocket, and Groot, and Star-Lord? No way.
Oh, maybe Star-Lord because of those contracts.
Well, the movie does.
Jurassic Parks.
The movie does have 1 million credits, and at the very end, and Chris Pratt,
who is not in the toy line.
No.
Which makes me think. Oh,
no, he's on. It's every toy of him is the mask.
You can buy the cartoon version of Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
What happened?
What did he call him? Something else. He goes, no, just Mr. Lord? No, just Star-Lord, man. Yeah.
Wow.
It was good because there was some moments of Star-Lord has been up in space his whole life. He's never met another human man. So his first thing when he meets these guys is to feel threatened, masculine-wise. So he has to man up. And I thought that was pretty funny. It was a little overdone. They kept hammering it home.
Yeah.
But no, it was a...
It's not a good movie for Star-Lord's image. He's a lot rougher in this than he was in the Guardians.
Yeah, no,
movies.
he's more Han Solo in this one.
Yeah.
And did somebody tell you this is supposed to take place 4 years after the events of Guardians 2?
What?
Like, they've just been piloting around.
Because it takes place at the same time as the original Avengers.
Yeah.
And it's been that long.
What?
The Guardians 1 was right after Avengers, and Guardians 2 takes place immediately after the first one.
So I guess we could assume him and Gamora had a full relationship.
Oh yeah, they're just together in this one.
Oh my god, are they gonna make a Guardians?
They make out, and then it pans out, and Drax is standing like 2 feet away staring at them.
Wow.
eating
Oh yeah,
popcorn.
oh yeah. He's just watching. It's creepy.
It,
How long have you been there?
is there gonna be
2 hours.
a Guardians 3? Now this is before
Of course there's
Gamora died.
Of course there's going to be a Guardians
Yeah.
3. They could do that.
They could just fit one in the middle, yeah.
Oh my god.
Another
Yeah.
adventure they went on.
So
They just didn't mention.
So I
They
guess,
just didn't
But
make
it,
dimension
but it
in this
did
one.
give really good weight to a scene between Thanos and Star-Lord, who's basically going, yeah, I killed her. What do you want from me? You going to do something about it, big boy? Basically, right?
wow.
So, I give it an 8. I thought it was solid. But again, it's one of those movies that I would probably never sit down and watch again in its entirety.
Yeah.
I'll go on YouTube and watch once all the sequences get put up, because I enjoy doing that to big movies. But I don't... Like, the Spider-Man scene was just... It was too hard to watch of him dying. I don't need to see that again. And I don't protect myself. Because I watch the ending of Sixth Sense, and I bawl like a baby all the time. I watch the ending of Schindler's List, I bawl like a baby all the time. I watch sad movies, I have no problem with it. This one's just weird because it's asking you to feel emotion for something that you know is not going to stick.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with it.
That's bothersome. I wouldn't see the movie because it's all going to be retcons. They're just going to time travel it. And the worst part about that storyline that drives me crazy is I don't think the characters are going to progress because they're not going to come back from the dead. They're going to time travel to a point where they never died. So there's no consequence. The characters never got to the low point.
That reminds me of an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Like, oh my god. Like, okay, let me just say that
Where
if
Data is acting strangely, and they find out that they're stuck in an anomaly where the Enterprise keeps crashing and everybody dies, but they reset and only Data knows that it's happening.
Oh, so he keeps experiencing death.
Yes.
See, like, that's what I would do, is just bring all the characters back from the dead, so now they know what death is, and that they can
Spider-Man's like, I spent a month in hell, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that way they can feel fully beefed up, because otherwise it's just going to be, Tony Stark goes back in time and says, whoa, hold it now, this ain't going to walk out. And they're like, oh, okay, we just won't do it then. Wow, what a waste of my time.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go, because you would have been miserable during the movie, and
Yeah.
even more miserable when you found out front row only.
Awful. They just
Uh-huh.
crane your neck. Hate
Well,
that.
you don't crane your neck. I mean, the seat goes all the way back to almost the bed.
I don't do that. I hate that. I like sitting in upright position.
Well, you'd have to wait until next week because everything's sold out.
Oh,
We went
too
at
bad.
9 a.m. They told us if you don't want front row, it's going to be at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you people are crazy.
So what's next, man? Solo, you ready?
No, it's when Spider-Man comes back.
Deadpool
It's,
2?
Will they
Back from
handle
hell,
time
baby.
travel well in Untitled Avengers 4
No.
Days of Future Past?
Well, it's the same team. We're watching the first half of their work. They've already made this movie.
They filmed it at the same time.
Right, they filmed at the same time, so I don't know.
Did they hide Easter eggs that show time travel's already happening?
Maybe.
Can you see
And here's
another Captain America running around the background?
Here's the bigger question. Can they sustain it for 2.5 more hours?
Yeah.
Is it a 5-hour epic? Is there that much material to
Yes,
go through?
because they're gonna cram the X-Men in this. You know they are.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Silver Surfer's gonna show up and be like, Galactus
They-
can stop Thanos. Get Galactus.
Yeah, hey, I'm only laughing because you could be right.
Yeah, he's gonna fly and be like, there's something that can counter him. Galactus can eat him. We have to gather all 6 X-Men to summon Galactus. And
and get the Fantastic Four just because.
Why not?
Why not?
All right, well, did you have any more Marvel rants you want to do before we sign off here?
I guess everybody's excited for Deadpool 2 now, but I hated the first movie. So
Yeah, you hated Deadpool.
I thought it was awful.
I think the second one looks funny.
I just want a movie with that Deadpool and the current Spider-Man.
Oh, the tone's all over the
Yeah.
place. One's made for kids, the other's not made for kids.
Oh, that's easy though. Deadpool just makes one joke and he gets bleeped out and be like, "Oh, I guess it's a Disney movie."
Yeah.
There you go. Done.
What if this? What if he turns the camera and he goes, "I get it. It's a Disney movie. Understood." And then for the rest of the movie, whenever he says the F word, it's like another word. It's like elephants.
No, it's Mickey. He
It's
makes
like
Disney
like
jokes.
imagine like how dirty it would be because what you imagine is much worse than what he's
Yeah.
saying. You know, if he's like, "I can't believe the size of the Mickey Mouses on these Mickey Mouses," like, boom, boom, like, oh, right.
That'd be great.
Because like in Johnny Dangerously, the guy says "Fargan," and he calls everybody ice holes. And he's like, "Turn down that Fargan wall, and that Fargan wall," and it's very funny because you know what he's really saying. And that TV show The Good Place did that too, where she would say a different word for the F word. So I think it'd be funny.
I've got.
They should have a sanitized version of Deadpool you could watch that does that on the disc.
Oh my god! I think the visuals are too bad for that movie.
Did you know that?
They have to make a whole
Like the
different movie.
music only Last Jedi.
Yeah, but did you also know there was a video store in Utah at the height of the video market that was sanitizing movies for their Mormon renters? You could rent a movie that had the nudity snipped out, the cursing snipped
Okay,
out.
what if I want to see Alien?
They would have a copy for
Oh my
you.
God.
And you know what happened? The studio said, "Are you out of your mind? You're changing the movies.
Yeah.
That's illegal." And that also happened with a video store owner who he thought he had the idea of the century. He edited his own commercial onto the front of all the videotapes.
Oh.
So you put I wish I had one. You put the tape in and it's like, "Hello friends, thanks for renting at Videotown." And the studio was like, "Are you crazy? You can't do that."
Are those collectible now?
I don't really see one. I would love to have one.
Oh,
Or one of those edited ones. I'd love to watch that too. So, have you ever seen that, this is so off topic, Mormon porn called Bubbling?
What?
Look
Why
it up.
do I know?
No, wait. It's nothing bad. Look it up. It's called bubble porn. And here's the thing. They take a person who is like in a swimsuit or something.
Oh yeah.
And they put bubble, like, holes all over.
What?
Wait, so that at first glance they look nude.
Oh my
You don't see anything because they've just bubbled it out. But the idea is that it looks naked. This was a fad for a while, but it came out of, I think, the Mormon world of like they're not allowed to watch hardcore pornography, so they would make bubble. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds great.
Oh my god.
So like they would take Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park and put bubbles all over his pants. So it just looks like a bare-chested, nude Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, people watch that.
Everybody's Googling it now, bubble
Oh, yeah.
porn.
With Jeff Goldblum.
Anybody, but that one especially, right?
Oh my
So,
god.
all right, well, thank you for this episode of the Marvel Avengers Infinity War Part 1.
Oh my god.
They won't even give us the title of Part 2.
Days of Future Past. It's gotta be.
You know it's going to be the return of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? Because Captain Marvel's going to swoop in and she's got...
They're gonna try to make her the main thing.
Yeah,
now.
she's got powers and she's going to battle Thanos. Because then Disney gets what it wants. Mm-hmm. A woman defeating Thanos
But
with sheer woman
They've already
power.
set up Adam Warlock, and they got him coming. He's supposed to be the one to kill Thanos.
If they bring Adam Warlock in, he will do it, he will fail, and
And then
the
she'll do
woman will
better.
do it. You wait and see. That's what...
Oh my God.
That's Disney's agenda. I get it. They're trying to... Look, you and I, we already buy these movies. They want more women in the theater.
Did you hear what characters they're trying to adapt into a movie?
I know what.
There's a Marvel character that they legally can't call him by his
yeah.
title name. Well, it'd be Marvels, right? With Star Fox, the classic hero.
Oh, that's funny.
There's this dorky-looking guy in spandex from like the 60s. His name is Star Fox. So, it's always trending on Twitter now. Star Fox trending right now. And I'm like, oh
But it's
my
the Marvel character.
It's the Marvel character. If you go on the Star Fox tags
But
now,
that's
it's all
where
Infinity War.
you always laugh at those action figures that say, like, Marvel's Executioner.
Yeah, 'cause
Marvel's
legal drama.
Odin.
In this case,
You're like, I think the
Friggin'
Greeks
Nintendo's
owned.
got
Was it
the
the Greeks
name.
and the Romans who owned Odin?
The Norse.
Yeah, it wasn't friggin' Marvel.
it's a
Oh yeah, I'm
long-
talking about Zeus. I'm thinking of Zeus.
Look, Norse patent laws last a long time.
Yeah, give me a break. So, anything you want to plug? You're working on a comic book?
Yes, it's almost done. I'm making a Splatoon fan comic that will tie into the Splatoon DLC magically. It's not because I wrote something beforehand that Nintendo totally used for their DLC and is a complete coincidence. Nope, this is a tie-in comic that I've already had stockpiled. Amazing! No, it's going to be great. It's going to be in vector graphics, which is a smooth, beautiful art style made by hand with mouse and pen and paper. 10 pages long. It's coming out late May, so get ready for that.
All right. We'll post the link when it comes out.
It's coming out, yeah.
Anything you want to plug?
I have nothing of myself. I can tell people to read Worm. It's good. I'm like a third of the way
We're
through.
going to plug other people's stuff
What
now.
is Worm?
Worm is a web serial. It was like a novel posted a chapter at a time every week for back in a few years ago.
Okay.
It's about superheroes.
Superheroes.
So she can control bugs with her mind.
I'm going to, what do I use? Not recommend, or only recommend to a few, an amazing video game I played called A Night in the Woods. This game is freaking incredible. It has changed my life. This game is beautiful. It is sad. It is happy. It will make you laugh. But I'm only going to recommend it to those that want a psychological thriller, because this game does not advertise what it is clearly, and just be aware that going into it, this game is scary as hell. But it's good.
I'm reminded of a joke from the series finale of The Soup, which I watched a lot.
A lot. Oh my god.
And Joel McHale turns to James Vanderbeek and he goes, "Do you have anything you want to plug?" And he goes, "Her."
Oh my god. Wow.
So, on that note, we'll sign off. I am Jeff with
Austin.
Luna.
and together we are the Infinity Glove, known as 91 Reasons. Mr. Stark.
Thanks for listening. By Gramthar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.
I remember when this was all farmland as far as the eye could see. Old man Peabody owned all of this. He had this crazy idea about breeding pine trees.